Hi Libra, welcome to May 2015. April is behind you now. You can take a giant sigh of relief. And the intensity is lessening greatly for you. And there's a lot to look forward to here the rest of the spring going into the summer. There's a powerful Scorpio full moon on May 3rd. And the sun and moon are opposing. That's what a full moon is. The moon is in Scorpio, the sun is in Taurus, and they're being T-squared by Jupiter. Now, you know, typically you would think, oh, this is a negative energy, it's being T-squared, but it isn't, because it's Jupiter. And it's very uplifting and inspiring. It's the fixed signs that give you this strength and energy and determination to overcome all obstacles. The cardinal signs give you the energy to start something new. That's why the cardinal signs kick off the seasons. You kick off the fall in the northern hemisphere, Aries kicks off the spring. Then the signs move into Taurus, right? So we move in from Aries to Taurus in May, and, well, late April. And then in May, we're in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is a very fixed sign. Taurus rules what you love and value. This is the time to really focus on what you love and value. At this full moon in Scorpio, it's giving you the opportunity to look at what truly matters to you. Now, Taurus is 8 signs from you, and it rules that area of other people's values, your partner's resources, your partner's money, shared resources. Scorpio rules what you love and value, what's important to you, your money, your resources. So this first part of May, going into it, you're really looking at your resources. You're looking at, okay, what truly matters to me? I've been through hell. I've been through so much, and you have these past several years, and you know, especially this year, I would say at the Cancer full moon in January, and then at the Libra full moon lunar eclipse in April, was really testing you, testing your resolve, testing your reserves, and that's behind you now. Yay! And so what you're looking at in May is, how can I leverage my talent, my skills, my abilities to increase my resources, to increase my abundance, to lower debt? So you're thinking of ways at this full moon going into May, how can I lower my expenses? How can I lower my debt so that I have more cash flow coming in than going out? Jupiter wants to help you. Jupiter in Leo, T-squaring this full moon in Scorpio, is empowering you to figure out ways that you can increase income and lower debt, increase your cash flow. Jupiter is in the area of the money you make from the business you own, or the money you make from the company you work for. He's direct now. He's moving forward. So he can bless you with greater money and abundance. He cannot mitigate what Pluto and Uranus are doing, right? So for some of you, you're still in the Pluto-Uranus energy affecting any of your personal planets in Libra. And that's where you feel really challenged, where things are still breaking down, and, you know, just let go of what's not working. Let go. If it's not working, then don't keep putting more energy there. Go where the love is. And for you, it's where Leo is in your chart, because Jupiter in Leo is lighting up the money and your goals and your hopes and wishes, and this is the area where you're lucky too. So you want to use this energy to overcome obstacles, but really look at what's breaking down in your life, and you know, if it's worth it for you to put more energy into it. You're really looking at this in May, the energy you're putting into relationships, your work, a business you own, projects, you're looking at your goals and you're going, okay, is this going to work? Or do I need more time here? Do I need to wait something out? You have to decide that for you individually. What's working? What's not working? If something's not working, then you need to think about, okay, is it a matter of putting more time and waiting it out? Or is this, not going to work for me? If it's not going to work for you, let it go. Let go of what's not working, right? Rejection is re-energizing your energies in a new direction. Rejection, redirection. So if a relationship's not working or a situation, redirect your energies. Redirect your energies into what is going to work for you. Pluto and Uranus are only going to be around for so long. They are separating. Hallelujah. And Jupiter is direct. And this is good news too. Now, your ruling planet Venus enters Cancer on May 7th. This is good news for you. Venus moving into Cancer. Cancer rules that area of your life that has to do with your reputation in the world, your destiny in the world, your career legacy. So having the goddess of love, your ruling planet, in the area of what you do in the world is good for promoting your services, getting a promotion, getting the boss or those in authority to like you, to want to promote you, to want to give you more responsibility. And with more responsibility comes more opportunity. More opportunity comes more abundance. With Jupiter in Leo, Venus in Cancer, they're both working for you. You got your fairy godmother, Venus, and your fairy godfather in that area, the top of the chart, that has to do with what you're doing in the world. And that's very promising, and that's very good. Now, there's another energy going on in here in May. We have this fixed, determined energy with Sun in Taurus. The bull just plods ahead and doesn't let anything get in his way. Scorpio, most powerful sign of the zodiac, pushes ahead. It's able to regenerate itself at will. So this is working for you. Jupiter in Leo, another powerful sign, empowers you to overcome whatever's in your way to make your dreams come true. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to align your goals and your objectives with your true values. You can use this program here to work with what you love and value. When you align your goals, when you align your attentions, when you align your objectives with what truly matters to you, you create success for yourself. Don't let society determine success for you. You determine success for you. For me, my number one value is to inspire others. I love to inspire and uplift others. And so everything I do is so that I can be here with you, sending you my positive energy, as well as what I know, my knowledge. I love to learn. I love to learn new technology. I love to learn. And that is another very high value of mine. So think about what your values are. You can use the True Values list at my website to determine what your number one value is or number two value. And when you align yourself with that, you are creating success for yourself. So it's not about living by other people's standards or what society says is your standards. It's about determining what your standards are and what's right for you. That's what Pluto and Uranus are breaking down. They're breaking down the illusions of who you think you need to be or whose approval you think you need to have. You don't. You need self-approval. What is self-approval? It's soul approval. What is soul approval? It's your mighty I am presence connecting to your soul. It's the most powerful force in the universe. It's true love. When you connect to your soul, you're connecting to your I am presence. You're connecting directly to Jehovah. And when you do that, that, you have unlimited resources and unlimited power. When you go out to the externals, what other people think, what society tells you, what the television's telling you, what the insurance guy is telling you, what you need to have, who you need to be, that is the illusion. And that's what Pluto and Uranus are breaking down. So focus and redirect your energy into what serves you, what empowers you. And this fixed energy will help you to overcome all obstacles and align yourself with your true goals, your true values, and that will increase your resources. That will increase your earning ability, your ability to attract abundance. You're here to have the abundant life. And there's a mutable energy going on in May as well. It starts at the Scorpio full moon. Mercury in Gemini is opposing Saturn in Sagittarius, and they're all T-squaring Neptune in Pisces. And I think Neptune is the most powerful energy here this month because Neptune is ruled by Pisces, and he's almost at 10 degrees Pisces. And it's like he's holding the cards, he's standing in the background. We're not really looking at him because we're all looking at the Pluto-Uranus going, oh, those two gangsters, when are they going to leave us alone? And these eclipses have been so intense and so demanding that we haven't been really paying attention to Neptune. And Neptune's over there going to town on our spirituality, going to town. And so Mercury, the messenger in Gemini, being opposed by Saturn, and for you, this has to do with higher consciousness, your spirituality. Gemini is a sister sign. Gemini rules that area of your life that has to do with your superconscious mind, your truth, your wisdom, connecting to source, connecting directly to Prime Creator. I know him as Jehovah, and so when you connect to him, you are pulling in the highest energy that your body can hold, and it expands consciousness. And Saturn is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules your lower mind. Sagittarius rules day-to-day activities, speaking, writing, listening. So Saturn's been really, can't talk. It's like Mercury's already retrograde. Saturn is rewiring your brain. Saturn is rewiring how you think, how you listen, how you speak. Now, you're going to have some time with this because Saturn's going to be in Sagittarius for the next 2 years, so 2.5 years, so you don't even have to, be in a hurry with that. And he is retrograde right now, so it's not so much really challenge from Saturn. But Saturn wants you to look at your goals, right? So with Mercury opposing Saturn at the Scorpio full moon, it's exact on the 3rd, and then he squares Neptune on the 9th. They're very different energies. First, he runs into Saturn, and Saturn is saying to you, okay, Libra, these goals that you have, these plans that you have, are they feasible? Are they doable? Do you have the resources to do what you're saying you can do? Do you have the resources to travel the way you want to travel? Do you have the resources to launch this marketing business, this internet business that you want to launch, or this website? Do you have the time, the energy, and the money to do what you say you want to do? Then Mercury runs into Neptune. Now that's a totally different energy, and it's really strong this month. Mercury's going to pass over Neptune. The Sun is going to pass over Neptune. Mars is going to pass over Neptune. When planets are being squared by Neptune, it brings out liars and thieves. It just does. And Mercury is going to retrograde May 17th through June 11th. That energy brings out liars and thieves. I've been getting like these really fake emails from, first it was from a bank here in the States, Wells Fargo, and then there was one this morning saying I made a purchase on eBay through PayPal. I go to my PayPal account, there was no such purchase. And of course I go to my Wells Fargo account, everything's great. So be aware of the liars coming through the internet to tell you you've made this purchase, or your checking account's in trouble, or your savings account's in trouble. Whatever liars can trick you into thinking, so you click on that email and then you go and you get a virus. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, is that, you know, it's never what people say, it's always what they do. If the talk matches the walk, then that person has honor and integrity. If the talk does not match the walk, they do not have honor and they do not have integrity. And so you will be tested with this month. Doesn't mean they're going to get anything, doesn't mean they're going to get anywhere, but there's going to be a lot of monkey business going on with social media and the internet and, you know, wherever these guys are, in Russia, you know, I don't know where they are, but you know they're in parts of the world where no one, you know, they can get away with this, right? The FBI isn't going to knock on their door because they're not here in the States. So, you know, there's a lot of monkey business going on, okay? So always, if something seems fishy, it probably is. If something feels too good to be true, it is. Trust your instincts. Your instincts will never fail you. Even when you're in a Neptune illusion and delusion affecting Mercury the messenger, you know, Mercury rules commerce. Mercury rules business. He rules contracts. And when he has to pass over Neptune, we can be deluded. We can be deceived. We can be fooled. And it goes exact on May 9th. So pay attention to what's going on in May. And June too, because Mercury will be retrograde through June 11th. And so Mercury squares Neptune on the 9th. Now, Pluto is in harmony with the Scorpio full moon. Pluto is sextile in the moon and trine in the sun. And that sun trine Pluto goes exact on the 6th. This is very good energy for you. This is very good energy for financial matters in regards to real estate, getting a good loan if you're buying a house. It's good news for family. It's good news for relationships. So if there's been some intensity going on in the personal relationships, this energy can help to resolve that, can empower you to speak your truth so that you are getting your needs met, you're getting your goals fulfilled, and this is a really good energy for you. Money coming to you through insurance payout, tax payout, inheritance payout, partners' resources could be increasing, partner could be bringing more money into the family, into the home. This is good. And this is positive energy. Now, Mars is going to enter Gemini on May 11th. This is very good for you because Gemini is a sister sign. And having Mars, the ruler of your relationships and your personal finance house, in harmony with any planets you have in Libra, Sun in Libra, Moon in Libra, Ascendant Libra, gives you energy, gives you strength, gives you courage, gives you that get up and go, I can do anything. And you're feeling good, and you deserve it. So I love seeing this energy for you. Now, as soon as planets move into Gemini, they run into Saturn. Then they run into Neptune. Now, with Saturn, it's kind of a Debbie Downer, right? Or a negative Nancy. But I'd rather deal with that energy than being fooled. At least with Saturn, you know you hit a wall, or you know you got your limitations. So Mars is the gas. Mars is ruled by Aries. Aries is the first fire sign. Fire just wants to go. It's puppy love. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Woo! And then you run into Saturn. Right? And Saturn's like, oh, really? Okay. So here we are back again. Mars is in that area of, you know, your expansion of consciousness, long distance travel, internet marketing, and, you know, it's being opposed by Saturn. And Saturn is the brakes. So Mars just wants to go. So you're over there, you're feeling good, you're ready to go. You want to expand your business, you want to bring in new clients, you want to, you know, expand whatever you're doing. And Saturn's over there going, I don't think so. Now, it's only briefly, it's only a couple of days, but what Saturn does is he shows you your limitations. When you work with your limitations, they become tools to manage your life. For instance, there's only so many hours in the day, and you need to sleep 8 of them. So then there's only 16 hours in a day to get your work done, work out, you know, do things that you have to do, right? So that's a limitation. It's a physical limitation, living in the physical reality. Saturn likes to show you your limitations. However, when you recognize your limitations and you say, hey, I only got so much energy in the day, I can only work with so many people in a day, Then it becomes a tool for managing your life. That way you're not trying to be all things to all people and have everybody like you and be everybody's best friend. That can be your downfall, right? It's more important that people respect you than that they like you. Because when they respect you, they will work with you and they will look up to you. But having everyone like you doesn't mean that they believe in what you're doing. So pay attention to that. Like, how am I giving my power away? How am I giving my energy away? How can I reel that in? Saturn wants to help you do that. Part of it is your style of listening, your style of speaking, how you use social media, how you speak, write, communicate, how you listen, your thought patterns, your habit patterns. Saturn's going over it. And when planets jump into Gemini, they run right into the Grim Reaper and Saturn. And so, but I would rather work with Saturn. The older you get, the more you respect him, the more you work with him. And less is more. This is my mantra for everybody in May. Less is more. Do less, have more time. Do less, have more energy. Work less, make more money, right? And that's what Saturn really shows you, is how to focus on what you're doing, become the best at what you do, so that you get that return on investment in where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your time. Mars will square Neptune on the 25th. Look at that. Really look at that. So he's going to oppose Saturn on the 15th, and then he's going to square Neptune on the 25th. That's another day where the liars and thieves can show up on the internet, you know, telling you, you've just won $5 billion and I'm in Nigeria and let's just get together, you know. So, it's just like, they never stop, right? And so, be as wise as the serpent, harmless as the dove. But be wise. There's many criminal minds out there that would love to take advantage of your good nature and naivete, right? So, it's never what people say, it's always what they do. It's not the talk, it's the walk. Go by behavior, not sweet promises. Venus makes a beautiful trine to Neptune on the 16th. This is really good for your work. And this is good for smoothing out relationships at work, with coworkers, feeling better. You could be feeling good, really good in May. And it's just a sweet, delicious energy. Very creative, too. Great time to be creative. It's where you want to be focused, is on your creativity. Now, there's a Taurus new moon on May 17th. And for you, this is a new start in the area of shared resources, intimacy, who you trust. You're going to be looking at who you trust here. And you want to set boundaries with those you cannot trust. Let them in so far. Now, this new moon is going to oppose Saturn because it's very late in Taurus. It's almost 27 degrees Taurus, and by the 17th of May, Saturn is at 2 degrees. By the end of May, Saturn is at 1 degree. And then in June, he jumps into Scorpio, where he stays until September 17th. So, with this new moon being opposed by Saturn, here's where Saturn is saying, okay, where are you out of balance, Libra? You rule balance. And, are you working too much at the expense of what you need physically? Are you tired? Are you overwhelmed? How are you feeling? You'll know this at the new moon. If you're not feeling energized, you're working too much. Now, if you're too focused on your relationships, is your work suffering? Is your money suffering? Are you not making the kind of money that you want? Are you too focused on other people? If you're too focused on other people, then your work is suffering. Balance is the key. They're not in conflict with each other. It just seems that way. Balance is the key. Again, use your limitations to work so many hours a day, and then have time for yourself. Have time for those you love. That's the key. Finding time for those you love. Finding time for yourself. Very important. Now, Venus is going to oppose Pluto on the 21st and square Uranus on the 25th. You're very used to this energy. It is an opportunity to look at the goals you're trying to achieve and what you do, and what support are you getting from your family? What support are you getting from the people you live with or people close to you? This will give you the opportunity to really evaluate that, to evaluate your relationships, to evaluate what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're going about it, and are you reaching that mark that you want? She's going to move really fast. She'll be past Uranus on the 25th, so by the 26th and the 27th, you'll be feeling good. You know, you'll be feeling good again. And it's not even that you'll feel bad during this time. You're used to this energy, but she is your ruling planet, and that she has to wrestle with these gangsters, you know, is not fun. You know, she's like the goddess of, you know, fairyland, and then she meets, you know, the biker, you know, gangster, and then the mafia gangster. And so it's like, you know, she don't like them. And so she will pass over them very quickly. But just watch your back. Watch your back. No one is going to look out for you better than you. No one's going to look out for your money better than you. Be your own best friend. And what would you tell your best friend? If your best friend is struggling in a situation or a relationship, how would you counsel that person? How would you coach that person? The highest level of Libra is the counselor, the judge. And you have incredible wisdom because you're able to see both sides. So make sure that you are counseling you really well. You're giving yourself good advice. You are empowering you and negotiating for you in the best possible way. Now, Mercury is going to be retrograde May 17th through June 11th, and you can go here and use my tool, Navigating Mercury Retrograde. You can't stop business, you can't stop life, you can't stop living. Mercury retrogrades 10 weeks out of the year, 3 times a year at 22 days at a whack. And so that's a lot of time. So we can't stop living or business. However, it's not the best time to get married. It's not the best time to launch a new business or a new website. It's much better to wait until, say, June 12th or 13th, I like even better, because the craziest days for Mercury is the day he goes retrograde and the day he goes direct. He's nuts. And so you want to avoid those days most of all. And you never see the fine print when Mercury's retrograde. We really go subconscious when Mercury's retrograde. So you've got the world subconscious, everyone's in a dream state. How can you act effectively? You can't act effectively when you don't have all the knowledge. That's why it's ripe for liars and thieves, because, you know, we're all at a disadvantage. We don't have all the facts or figures, and people can, you know, take advantage of that. So, you know, wait on buying that new computer, wait on buying the new car, wait on buying the house. Now, if you're selling things, sell to your heart's content. It's buyer beware, not seller. So sell whatever you want. But if you're out of work and you want to take a job, go for it. Take the job. If you can wait till the 12th or the 13th, yippee, yahoo, do it. Now, Mercury isn't as bad in Gemini because he rules Gemini. So it's a lot easier navigating this than it would be, say, if he was in Scorpio or Cancer. And so it won't be as challenging as some of the Mercury retrogrades have been in the past, but it's still Mercury retrograde. Now, the last week in May is very interesting. There's a lot of mutable energy, especially around the 25th and the 26th, because the moon is in Virgo, mutable. The sun, Mars, Mercury, in Gemini, mutable. Neptune in Pisces, mutable. Saturn in Sagittarius, mutable. So on the 25th and 26th, they're forming a grand square in the mutable signs. This is going to be a very interesting energy. I think there's going to be a lot of chatter going on here in May, and not so much of substance. So people can be talking and talking and talking, but that doesn't mean they're saying anything. So the sun goes into Gemini on the 21st, and so that last, you know, week in Gemini, especially with Mars squaring Neptune on the 25th, is going to be very interesting. Now for you, this is about your higher mind, your lower mind, working behind the scenes, how you work in the world. and you're going to be very busy. There's going to be a lot going on. But again, this could be an overload of your nervous system and not necessarily a really effective energy. It's the fixed energy that's very effective because it grounds the fire, it grounds the cardinal energy, and it gives you the focus and determination you need to achieve your goals and overcome all obstacles. The mutable energy is good because it helps us be more adaptable, and there are times when we need to adapt to the changes, and the changes are happening so fast that we have to move fast on our feet. So the mutable energy is good for that. But this is such an overload of mutable energy, and being highly affected by Neptune, illusion and delusion, deception and confusion, that there could be a lot of tricksters, there could be a lot of fakery, game playing, a lot of bullmuckery, and no substance, no basis in truth or facts. So be aware, buyer beware, and just be aware that something can look really shiny and pretty on the surface, but that doesn't mean it's, it's like a box, you open it up and there's all bugs inside, cockroaches crawling around, so it looks really pretty on the surface, but it doesn't have substance. So be aware. It's not affecting you so much because the Gemini is your sister sign. It harmonizes with you. And the mutable signs are in areas of your chart that aren't so predominant. And so, your biggest challenge is when your ruling planet Venus crosses over Pluto and Uranus, and that is those dates I gave you, which was the 21st and the 25th. But that last week in May is going to be really interesting. Now, Mercury will couple with Mars on the 27th, and that will give you the power to speak your truth and be very objective in what you're going after. Be very objective in your plans. That's a good energy. That's a strong energy. I love seeing Mercury and Mars couple on the 27th. And for you, it's in that area of marketing and higher consciousness and freedom and expansion and your truth and your wisdom. So you'll be very clear on that day about what's true for you, and you'll be very happy to stand up for what you believe and speak your truth. And that's good. Then the Sun will couple with Mercury on the 30th, and that day will give you tremendous insight into where you need to focus your energy, what is true for you. I love when the Sun, its will, couples with the mind. The mind is working with your will. And that's another day that's going to be very insightful for you. The Sun will square Neptune on the 31st, and we're back to dealing with being fooled again. So pay attention to what others are promising you, or getting weird email, or just anything that, is very weird or strange. It may look real on the surface, but it's an illusion. Your eyes can be fooled, your ears can be fooled, but your instincts cannot. Trust your instincts. Trust what you know to be true. Trust what's right for you. Now, this month, for those of you looking for love, it could happen. Jupiter is direct in that area of networking and friends, and a friend could turn into a lover. Venus harmonizes with Neptune. There could be some sort of spiritual connection with someone you work with. You could feel that deep spiritual soul connection, which is very nice. As far as those of you that are coupled, things look really good, and if you do run into a challenge when Venus crosses over Uranus or Pluto on the 25th or the 21st, it's an opportunity to talk to your partner and see what you need to resolve. Communication is the key. And see, what you can do to make sure you're getting your needs met, they're getting their needs met, and you're creating that win-win in your relationships. Money looks really good. Jupiter's working for you. Even the Scorpio full moon is working well for you, and the Taurus. So, do what you need to do to create more income. And, you do that by, working with your limitations and everything I've been saying throughout the podcast. Spiritually, you're growing by leaps and bounds. It's a very strong spiritual time for you. And the more you connect to your truth, the more you connect to your soul, the more power you have. And that is really where your abundance comes from. The universe has unlimited abundance. And you can tap into that through lining up with your values, lining up with what's right for you, and doing what's right for you. Living an authentic life. Pay attention to your health, right? You will have an opportunity to look at that, to look at, how am I balancing my life, my work, to create the energy that I need, to create the life that I want. But you are feeling better. You're more positive about your future. There's a deep stirring inside that's going on with you. And these energies, this new moon, this full moon is giving you the opportunity to really think about what changes do I need to make to create the life I truly want. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plussing my podcast, Libra. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. The link is below. You go to my astrology service page, you purchase your session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. You get scheduled. Or if you're interested in coaching, you want to work on a career issue or a project or relationship, it's very easy. You go to my coaching page, you purchase a session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. You get scheduled. Also, you can sign up for my live group coaching I'm going to start doing in June. And the first one's on love, astrology, and the law of attraction. Then the second one's on money and astrology and the law of attraction. I would love to see you there. And until next time, you are feeling better. Feel great now. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, please be true. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. I do.
Rides me on her years. She took away all my tears, swept away all my fears with her big grand eyes. As she sang, hello, it's gonna be okay. Hello, there's plenty of rainbows tonight. Hello, need to just steal the day. Hello, you know it's better than goodbye. Stretching out a little hand, she said to take a stand. Walking through the fields where the daisies don't grow. Would you be so bold